Alright, hello everybody, Danny and Research here, and today I've got something different for everybody, and this is that I have my camera on for the first time in this channel, and I think I'm gonna continue doing videos with my camera on for the foreseeable future, just because, it's better to have a more interactive environment for the whole process of me explaining stuff, and maybe this way you can understand more what I'm trying to say, and hopefully you can be more inclined to watch my videos and engage with the channel. Okay, so today's video, I don't have anything scripted for it, but I want to talk about last week's data and what is coming today and the days thereafter. Okay, so last week, as you know, and I told you in my last video, uh, we had a labor data and ISM services data as well, right? So let's start with Thursday. This is what we had right here. ISM services PMIs and unemployment claims. The unemployment claims slightly higher, but not a big surprise nevertheless, right? The ISM services, however, we saw a tick up, which is good. This is good for the economy. However, this is also inflationary. Do not forget that higher PMIs and overall stronger economy can be seen as inflationary, especially when the Fed has started cutting rates. This is even more inflationary. Okay? And then the big dog, the NFP. Look at this. We had a surprise of 100K to the upside. So we had about 100,000 jobs more than it was expected. Huge beat on the number. And this is seen as very bullish, right? Because it means that recession is no more. No more recessionary pressures. Everything is rosy, right? And this is exactly what happened. The market's pumped, right? The markets love this. And however, if you do look at the report in depth, which I don't think I'm going to do right now, but you can trust me on that. And if you don't trust me, just go in yourself and look at all the details of the report. And if you want me to do videos where I dig deep into the reports, please mention that in the comments, and I'll make sure to try to do that. Okay? So essentially, there was a big spike in teachers employed and foreign workers employed. So it was a big part of this huge beat was the government jobs, as always. Okay, and you have to keep in mind that next month, the month after that, those numbers can be revised heavily. Okay, so even though it's a big beat, this doesn't mean that that's gonna stay that way. Okay, and unemployment rate was actually lower, which is great. This is great, but I've already told you guys in my previous videos that this is the last piece of the puzzle. Okay, if we see the unemployment rate spiking, we're already in a recession. Okay, if we see companies firing, although you see companies firing every day, you see layoffs. Where is this? It's not reflected in the data. So this is actually, you can say that's kind of a political report, because the government can't allow a bad jobs report before the election. Make sense? They don't want people to think that, oh, Biden, he's guilty of this, No, they want to make people confident in the Biden administration and the Democrat Party, okay? So this is it. This is the report that we had. And now something very interesting. If you look at the dot-com bust and the '08 crisis, you actually had something quite similar. Okay? You had a jobs report in 1 month that spiked up heavily. Despite the trend being down in jobs, you had one of those massive spike in the to the upside. And what happened? We still had a recession. Okay, now I'm not saying that we're gonna have a recession for sure, because nobody knows, right? Those are just my observations, what I'm seeing. And you're not gonna hear that on mainstream media because all they're saying is go bullish, bullish, bullish. Okay? And I've already explained in my previous videos, if you haven't watched those, do go back and watch them. It is in the Federal Reserve interest and the mainstream media interest to make sure that people believe there's not going to be a recession. Because if they say, oh, there's risk of a recession, then market's going to crash and the recession is going to happen as a result of the market crashing, right? So we did have a spike in employment like this before, and then we had a recession. This is one point, right? Now, fast forward to today, right here, 9th of October. Well, we have, so yesterday, light on data, nothing too significant. Today, however, we do have the FOMC meeting minutes. And this event was actually a pivotal point of 08 crisis. Okay, we had the same stuff happen in 08. Cut by 50, people saying, yes, it's bullish. And then the meeting minutes were the ones that showed what was actually going on inside of the Fed's heads. Okay, so the Fed minutes and the 10-year bond auction. This is a big one, guys. Okay, simply because the yields have been actually going up since the Fed cut rates. So this is bonds prices, which means that this is inverse to the yields. Let me just show you the yields to better illustrate my point. Just hide this. Okay, so after they cut rates, yields actually started going up, and this is not good at all because it's pretty much discrediting the Fed, and it's undoing what the Fed is trying to do. Because if the yields trade higher in the markets, then that means that mortgages are gonna have higher rates, cost of borrowings higher, and financial conditions are essentially tightening and not loosening as the Fed wanted it to, right? So this is not good. And I've always said that the bond market is the smartest market. Like the smartest people are trading the bond market. And you have to ask yourself, what are they trying to tell us? What is the bond market trying to tell us? It's trying to tell us that there can be an inflationary pressures because of what's happening right now. They're saying, no, hold up, careful, right? So it's a very, very fine balance, a very interesting situation that we're in, okay? So if you look at the SPY, look at this. We had this rate cut here, and then chop, 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 chop. Very, very, very tight range that we've had over the past 2 weeks. Look at this. Very, very tight range. And while we are closing bullish now, or we are closing bullish, I do expect the big catalyst to be the FOMC minutes as well as the CPI that we have tomorrow. Because if we start seeing CPI going up, we have a big problem. A big, big problem. And that's pretty much gonna mean that, well, the Fed was wrong. Alright? Then we have the PPI right here. Okay, another inflation metric. And I haven't even started talking about China, man. Don't even get me started on that. China market crushed 9% in a day after their holiday, because they had like a big holiday, and it crashed hard. Okay, let me tell you that, right? So it's very, very interesting. And if you also look at the Qs right here, we've swept some pretty significant highs yesterday. So Monday, down day. Okay, let me just try to explain you how funny that is and how interesting markets are moving. So we didn't have any catalyst on Monday. So what was I expecting? I was expecting Monday, Tuesday to be a float up days in order for the indices to take these specific highs right here. Okay, because there's not a lot of data, not a lot of volume, and it's easier for the institutions to push price up. However, that's very funny. What we got is Monday was a down day. It was a down day, but not a big down day nevertheless. It was like 1% down on a closing basis. And during the downfall here, a lot of bears were probably thinking, all right, here we go. It's breakdown time. Let's short it, okay? And all of those bears were shorting here. Well, we had the next day, bam, face ripping rally. Face ripping rally right here. And essentially trapping the bulls. So the bears were trapped here, the bulls were trapped here. Everybody's trapped. And not to mention that there's like a big hurricane, and my prayers go to all the people of the Florida Bay area and Tampa. Tampa is one of my favorite cities. Uh, been there a few years back, and I really love the place. It's a very bad situation right over there, and I just hope that everybody's okay and that not a lot of casualties are to be expected. So we have a lot of catalysts, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. Today and yesterday, catalysts were none. Okay, if you're trying to short this or long this, if you made money, congrats. But I think the big moves are coming now. This consolidation here, about to break up one way or the other. And if you look at the VIX now, look at the VIX. VIX is spiking. VIX is over 20. VIX is 21.4. And what has the SPY done? Almost nothing. SPY is up, almost at all-time highs. And what that's telling me that volatility is coming, guys. Volatility is coming, and a lot of people are gonna get burned. So don't forget, hedge your bets. If you have a lot of longs, hedge them. Hedge them. If you think we're gonna go up, hedge them. If you think we're gonna go down, close them. Simple as that. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about the new setup right here with the camera on the bottom. Any tips are appreciated. Hit the like button, and I'll see you guys after the next data sets. Alright, cheers.